World-known business leaders and top authors argued that social responsibility encloses a well-done job within the company. A large number of social activists and thinkers sustain that true social responsibility is achieved when an organization and its members go beyond the call of duty to make all efforts. What's the position of your company towards this issue? Why? Now that the world is facing a financial crisis, the relevance of social responsibility again becomes clear. Every year, an elite group of executives and business leaders from different countries gather at IPADE Business School to share experiences, compare points of view, and enrich our own understanding of social responsibility and business.
The importance of ethical leadership nowadays, people are looking for leaders who they can trust. If people aren't willing to trust, then what they do, they will still come to work, but their brain is somewhere else. And they will do enough work that you can't fire them, but they will not be doing that work that will make your company a great company.
Primero, responsabilidad social asociada con el término de sostenibilidad. Segundo, el tema de responsabilidad social relacionado con el tema de innovación. En la responsabilidad social necesitamos ser creativos para garantizar esa sostenibilidad y garantizar que realmente cada proyecto genera ese mismo valor para las organizaciones. Yo creo que innovación, yo creo que sostenibilidad, yo creo que son dos de los mensajes que yo quisiera que las personas trabajaran o se quedaran después de esta Semana Internacional.
Pues competir con integridad es, en primer lugar, hacer un buen trabajo. Y un buen trabajo para un directivo empieza por poner las bases de la compañía en unos valores sólidos.
The International Week of IPADE's Executive MBA program takes place in Mexico City in collaboration with important American and European business schools and institutes.
I've been coming to IPADE for International Week ever since it started, and I think it's a terrific week and perhaps one of the finest international activities anywhere in an EMBA program, anywhere in the world.
My own definition is the balance between creating and redistributing value, social, economic, and environmental value in the way that creates a social justice and creates incentives for all of the stakeholders to contribute to a common goal.
This whole event, and it gives the students a real chance to look at where the world is headed and what their companies can do to become more competitive in that world and to create new business value for their companies as well as help solve the problems and the challenges the world faces.
Creo que el IPADE lo que ha hecho es encontrado el tema más adecuado para desarrollar esta semana intensiva.
Likewise, it brings together distinguished faculty members from IPADE and other institutions, renowned lecturers, international experts, and more than 450 participants from IPADE and other executive MBAs from Europe, Asia, United States, and Latin America.
I think especially within the business schools and within the business sector, there is a shift in mindsets towards more responsibility, and I think with that message everybody can feel empowered to do his or her own share towards making the world a better place, and that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve: a more just, a more sustainable.
Well, social responsibility, it's such a big word for some people, but I prefer to look at it as more of accountability or personal accountability. And in a business like mine, where we do research for science experiments, everything that we do impacts everybody else out there. For example, the designs that I make, the payloads that I make for the launches up in space could potentially impact the lives of the astronauts, the vehicle, the shuttle that's it's going to be flown on, as well as the corporation in general, not just Bionetics Corporation, but NASA also.
Business is really changing, and I think it's important for most business leaders to really rethink about how they do their jobs and their impact of their positions, not only internally but also externally.
Is not just how corporations work outside the organization, but inside the organization, from something as basic as paying your taxes or treating your employees appropriately.
A través de iniciativas que van muy encaminadas hacia la capacitación, cómo contribuir al desarrollo personal también de todos los trabajadores, no solamente el ver su contribución laboral dentro de los objetivos de la empresa, sino el ver cómo también se desarrollan como personas en sí mismas.
I think that the leadership and the executives of companies need to make sure that they're thinking about social responsibility issues and making sure that their businesses are being run in a way that that is cognizant of social responsibility issues. Executives and the leadership are setting the standards for social responsibility, but it's something that every employee at every level needs to participate in.
Executive MBA students will have the opportunity to visit some of the most important Mexican companies, as well as historical sites in order to learn more about Mexico.
They learn about values, they learn about their own values by learning about other cultures. And I know of no other place where you can have those sort of deep interactions with people.
Que la gente cuando se organiza, como se organiza esta Semana Internacional entre muchos profesores y muchas escuelas, somos capaces de armar algo que en conjunto tiene fuerza, tiene un nervio, tiene una misión, tiene un mensaje que transmitir y la gente así lo considera.
IPADE, I was really impressed that it's the 5th ranked international business school in the world. So anytime that you get an opportunity to network with different MBA students or folks that have completed their MBAs, I think that's a great opportunity.
If you graduate with an MBA, you are a leader of your organization. Every day you make choices. The IPADE program reminds you of the values of why and how and the long-term benefit of making decisions based on your values and doing the right thing.
Everyone has to take his social responsibility. Everyone has to realize his own capabilities. He has to develop its own capabilities in order to serve for society.
I've noticed the students from different places, different languages, different backgrounds, discussing topics together, learning from each other, and creating ties that will continue on beyond the program.
Certainly coming down here with the opportunity to engage like-minded EMBA students from other countries was appealing, but I found that the actual interaction in the learning teams as well as in the classrooms has certainly exceeded any expectations I had initially.
Nos brinda la oportunidad de reconocer la importancia que tenemos nosotros como directivos.
Hay personas, hay emprendedores que están conociendo, que están tomando conciencia de las realidades de cada país. De hecho, vimos algunos ejemplos latinoamericanos y bueno, creo que es muy positivo que de a poquito se pueda ir construyendo en nuestras comunidades latinas una responsabilidad social empresarial.
Uno tiene que intentar o tratar que su empresa sea socialmente responsable o tiene que tratar de mejorar la relación que hay tanto con sus trabajadores, con sus proveedores, con sus clientes y con la comunidad que está al exterior.
La responsabilidad social no se plasma en papel, se vive todos los días y nos compete a todos según nuestras capacidades y nuestro conocimiento.
When you ask somebody, are you socially responsible? Well, I guess everybody's going to say, yeah, of course. The thing though is that if you ask, okay, what do you do to be social responsible? Then that's when it becomes difficult, because most of the time you believe you're social responsible, but you're not actively social responsible.
Building a better world is a powerful motivation. The International Week 2011 will motivate executives to reappraise their responsibilities as business leaders instead of simply focus on their obligations to shareholders to increase revenue. If you're committed to business ethics and operational excellence, you cannot miss the International Week 2011.